And you're asking yourself, how did he get away with this with drug testing? Well, here's a fun fact for you.
I'm back.
Biting people's ears off, cocaine abuse, street fighting in Brooklyn. It's fair to say that boxing legend Mike Tyson is one of sport's most controversial figures both inside and outside the ring. Here are Mike Tyson's 5 craziest moments.
The only logical place to start, the most famous aspect of Tyson's career, I would say, is the infamous Holyfield fight, the rematch in 1997. Now, throughout the fight, Holyfield was headbutting Tyson and it was going completely unpunished, frustrating an already loose cannon. And towards the end of the fight, Tyson just decided to bite his ear off. Spat the chunk out in the ring, instantly the fight was called off. Police invaded the ring in the MGM ground. It was absolutely insane, possibly the most controversial match in any sport ever. In Tyson's book, The Undisputed Truth, he openly admits his use of cocaine during his career. And you're asking yourself, how did he get away with this with drug testing? Well, here's a fun fact for you. He used to use a fake penis for drugs tests, and he got away with it all the way up until 2000, when he was eventually caught with marijuana in his urine, and he was fined £150,000. In 1992, Tyson was convicted of rape and sentenced to prison. He spent probably the prime years of his boxing career, 3 years in total, in a prison cell. When he was released in 1995, he was a completely changed man. He never fought the same again, and his career was on a downward spiral after. One of the most famous bits about Tyson's career was his interviews, the way he dealt with the media and dealt with the press. The man was bonkers. Many a time he scared the absolute daylights out of reporters. During the 90s, early 2000s, some of the media got absolutely taken to the cleaners by Tyson. Press conferences, one-to-one interviews. The guy was just on a different level in that kind of respect. And interviewing him must have been an absolutely terrifying prospect. And the fifth and the only place to finish this is the infamous Tyson tattoo, the face tattoo. We've all seen it in The Hangover. Possibly the most famous tattoo in the history of sport. And is there a tattoo that describes an athlete better? Absolutely not. And the reasoning behind Tyson, the reason why he got it, as he explained in his autobiography, is because he thought it was cool. Iron Mike Tyson is without question one of the most controversial top athletes in the history of any sport, not just boxing, any sport. If you ever read his autobiography, The Undisputed Truth, it's scarcely believable, the stuff in there.